those tornadoes were something. They were so intense and just not typical of a tropical system. So that was just kind of a sign of how much energy and meanness that Milton just had.
I remember being like, oh boy, you guys were talking about all the tornado warnings, and I was like, we're just getting started.
Right. It was such a multifaceted kind of day where we had the tornadoes in the middle of the day, and I knew it was going to kind of seem like, oh, looks like it's past us, it's drying out. And I said, yeah, it's drying out from the thunderstorms, but the surge is still on its way. I kind of have like a hope in my gut, thinking, okay, maybe. Unfortunately, it just kind of kept moving on in. All right, so that is behind us. I know the cleanup is still in front of us, but we have some nice weather to enjoy while that happens. So a little bit of a cleanup note here, though. If you still have a lot of things outside or maybe some debris waiting for pickup outside, it's going to be rather breezy on Wednesday. So anything that's loose or light, might want to just take that into consideration for midweek. Right now, it's comfortable. 75 degrees in Cape Coral, 72 for Gateway, and 75 for Bonita, all because the air is a little bit drier. We have dew points below 70 degrees. Below 70, that's kind of just a nice threshold for Floridians. Once you get below 70, that is nice. Now, if you talk to someone in Minnesota, dew points near 70 is pretty humid for them. So by our standards in Florida, dew points in the 60s, we'll take it. In the winter, it can get much lower, but this time of year, we're searching for anything, and we're going to get a nice night. On top of that, it gets more comfortable with our first actual front of the season. Right now, we are into the mid-70s. By tomorrow morning, upper 60s. So if you're still kind of not dealing with air conditioning, have a broken air conditioning because it got wet, well, you are going to be in luck with some more comfortable weather headed our way. It's still going to be warm, but it's not going to be too humid during the afternoon. By tomorrow, we will have a little bit of an uptick in the humidity ahead of a front. This is the front that's going to be sliding on through on Wednesday. It does not have any rain with it, so we're not going to be adding more rainfall to our region, but we are going to be adding maybe a little bit of cloud cover and also breezy conditions. So through Tuesday, we stay dry. Here comes the front on Wednesday. It comes on through in the middle of the day. You'll notice the winds. The winds will turn, but they're still staying out of the north, and that's going to keep that dry air kind of reinforced across the region. This is just some radar activity. It's not rain, it's just kind of some clutter. But as we look in our region, it is dry, and we're going to stay dry for at least 5 days. The wind speeds will stay more westerly for tomorrow because of that front headed our way. But once we get into Wednesday, the winds pick up. Look, we're going to have 20, 25 mile per hour winds during the day. Then the winds turn out of the northeast, and that's going to usher in that dry air. So by Thursday morning, you'll notice a difference. 68 degrees tomorrow morning. It's actually below average, so areas inland like LaBelle or Clewiston, Arcadia, even up through Punta Gorda and Port Charlotte, you're into the mid-60s. Marco, you'll be at 72 by the afternoon. We're at 87 degrees. Now take a look at this. Thursday morning, 65. That's going to be nice. Actually, tonight's going to be our first trip to the 60s potentially for the entire season. 82 degrees by Thursday. That would be a fabulous looking day. But the thing with the cleanup is Wednesday will be rather gusty. Other than that, we don't have any weather problems. Through the weekend, no rain chances. We'll stay into mid to upper 80s. Pretty seasonable by the weekend. That's your first alert forecast.